Hello dear students. In this session we are going to study the main prime points in the chapter evolution, the second part. The first prime point in this session is industrial melanism. It's a very rare phenomenon occurred in England. In 1850s, that means before industrialization, the number of white-winged moths, the white-winged moths are Biston betullaria, were more than the dark-winged moths. The dark-winged moths are Biston carbonaria. Two types of moths were there, white-winged moth and dark-winged moth. White-winged moth were abundant in that period. In 1920, that means after industrialization, the white-winged moth or Biston betullaria were lesser, and the dark-winged moth, Biston carbonaria, were abundant. So there is a transition. In before industrialization, white-winged moth were abundant, and after industrialization, about in the year 1920, you can see that the dark-winged moths were abundant. There is a transition. During pre-industrialization period, there was less pollution and lichen population was abundant. Lichens were a pollution indicators. They will be growing only in those regions where there is no pollution. Hence, white-winged moth got an advantage that predators could not identify them as they were in a white background, the trunks of the tree. So their number is increased during pre-industrialization period. During post-industrialization period, there was more pollution. As a result, in the polluted environment, the lichen population totally disappeared. The tree trunk were black in color. Hence, dark-winged moth got an advantage that predators could not identify them as they were in a dark background. So their number increased. That means the natural selection occurs in such a way that those organisms having a higher adaptivity in a particular time period will be more increased in their number. That means they are selected by nature to produce more progeny. And those with less advantageous features, their number will be gradually decreased. And this is what is called natural selection. Here, the industrial melanism forms an excellent example of the working principle of the natural selection. Okay. The next bioprime point is the difference between the concept of evolution put forward by Darwin and the concept of evolution put forward by Hugo de Vries. So as per evolution theory by Darwin, evolution is due to minor variations in characteristic features. But according to Hugo de Vries, evolution is due to major changes called mutations. So Darwin insists on minor changes, and as per Hugo de Vries, there will be major changes causing evolution, and these changes were called mutations. As per Darwin, variations are small changes, but as per Hugo de Vries, mutations are large changes. The variations are directional. Directional means they occurred in a particular direction. Evolution is considered to be a directional change. But for mutation there is no direction. It is a random process. The mutations are non-directional process, non-directional changes. Then, as per Darwin, evolution is a gradual process due to natural selection. But here in Hugo de Vries, since mutations are major changes, evolution is a sudden jump, or that kind of a sudden jump is represented by him as saltation. Okay, so these are the prime differences between the concept of evolution put forward by Darwin and the concept of evolution put forward by Hugo de Vries. Okay. Another important concept in this chapter is Hardy-Weinberg principle. It is actually regarding the population genetics. We can see the Hardy-Weinberg principle states that the allele frequencies in a population, are stable and is constant from generation to generation. That is the genetic equilibrium. The gene pool, that means the sum total of genes in their alleles in a population, remains a constant, and this is called genetic equilibrium. And this equilibrium is called Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. The sum total of all allelic frequencies is 1 for a particular gene. The individual frequencies, for example, can be named P and Q. That means the allelic frequency of the dominant allele is called P and the allelic frequency of the recessive allele is called Q. In a diploid, P and Q represent the frequency of allele capital A and small a. Capital A is the dominant allele. For example, the capital A is the dominant allele. The frequency of capital A is called P. Small a is the recessive allele. The frequency is called Q. Okay. So here, the frequency of capital A, that means homozygous dominant. The frequency of homozygous dominant individuals is considered as P square. Likewise, the homozygous recessive, small a, the frequency is considered as Q square. But for a heterozygous condition, capital A, small a, it is not PQ, it is considered to be 2PQ. Considered to be 2PQ. That means the frequency is P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is the genetic equilibrium. According to Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, it is 1. That means P plus Q the whole square equals 1, or you can say that the P plus Q is equal to 1. That means the frequency of dominant allele and the recessive allele is a constant. That constant is called Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. So, if some disturbance occurs for this equilibrium, that leads to evolution. The disturbance in genetic equilibrium or Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, that is change of frequency of alleles in a population, would then be interpreted as resulting in evolution. So Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium is a hypothetical situation and changes are occurring for this equilibrium which lead to evolution. And what are the factors affecting Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium? This is also important. That means factor affecting Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium means factors causing evolution. They are gene migration, gene flow, genetic recombination, genetic drift, mutation and natural selection. So something happens in the genetic equilibrium. All these genetic variations are leading to the process called evolution. Okay. So this concept is called Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. The next prime point is speciation. Speciation means the process of formation of a species. The pre-existing advantageous mutations when selected will result in the observation of new phenotypes. Over few generations, this will result in speciation. Speciation means the process of formation of a new species from a pre-existing species. Natural selection is a process in which heritable variations enabling better survival are enabled to reproduce, leave greater number of progeny. And those with advantageous variations will be selected and those with the disadvantageous variations will be rejected. So that a process is called natural selection. And the natural selection can lead to stabilization selection, directional selection, disruption selection. 3 types of selections are there. This can be interpreted in this way. For example, there will be a homozygous dominant, capital A, heterozygous, capital A, small a, homozygous recessive, small a. Okay, 3 types of genes may be there. Genotypes may be there. So in a population, as per Mendelian ratio, we can see that capital A, small a and small a will be seen in 1:2:1 ratio, an experimental condition, experimental population. So when capital A individuals are selected, their number will be increasing than the normal condition. So there will be disturbance in the ratio. So here the normal experimental population, the graph will be like this. Okay. This will be 2. This will be 1. This will be 1. So when capital A individuals are selected, what happened? That the graph will be shifted towards the left because there is more number of capital A. So this kind of a evolution is called directional selection. That means more number of capital A, capital A. If more number of small a will be there, the graph is shifted like this. That is also considered to be a directional selection. That means the directional selection, more individuals acquire value other than the mean character value. Mean character value means capital A, small a. Those with other than mean capital value means capital A, and small a. Their number increases. And that kind of evolution is called a directional evolution. Then, if the mean character value, that means capital A, small a individuals are selected, the graph will be appearing like this. Okay, their number increases. And that leads to stabilization selection, in which more individuals acquire mean character value. Then what is disruptional selection? More individuals acquire peripheral character value at both ends of the distribution curve. That means the directional selection occurs in the right direction and left direction simultaneously. The shape of the graph will be like this. Okay, this will be capital A, and this will be small a, small a. So a two-peak graph will be produced. This is what is called disruptional selection. So there are three types of natural selections for speciation: stabilization selection, directional selection, disruptional selection. You can write there like this. In stabilization selection, capital A, small a individuals are selected more. In directional selection, either capital A or small a, either towards the right or towards the left. In disruptional selection, both capital A and small a, both are selected, isn't it? That means the graph becomes a two-peak form. So these are the three types of selection procedures for the process called speciation. Then the last prime point is the human evolution. So in this prime point session, I am including only the main points. So in human evolution, some main ancestors were mentioned in our textbook. First one, Dryopithecus. Dryopithecus, around 20 to 25 million years ago. They were ape-like forms with arms and legs of the same length, hairy body, small brain, and ate fruits and leaves. These are the points you have to remember regarding Dryopithecus. The next one is called Ramapithecus, 14 to 15 million years ago. Man-like forms, walked erect, and teeth like modern man. Then comes next one, Australopithecus, 3 to 4 million years ago. Man-like primates, 4 feet tall, walked straight, ate fruits, brain capacity 400 to 600 cc. Fossils found in Tanzania and Ethiopia. Next one is called Homo habilis, around 2 million years ago. First resemblance with the humans. Brain capacity 650 to 800 cc, used stone weapons, herbivores, and fossils found in East Africa. Then comes Homo erectus, Java man, 1.5 million years ago. Brain capacity increased to 900 cc, meat eating, and fossils found in Java. That's why they were called Java man. Then comes Homo sapien neanderthalensis, Neanderthal man, 1 lakh to 40,000 years ago. Brain size 1400 cc, used hides to protect their body and buried the dead. There is an important change in the evolution. Fossils found in East and Central Asia. Then comes Homo sapiens sapiens, that's a modern man. 75,000 to 10,000 years ago, started agriculture, human settlement started, and prehistoric cave art developed. So these were the important stages in human evolution mentioned in the NCERT. Dryopithecus, Ramapithecus, Australopithecus, Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and Homo Neanderthal man or Homo sapien neanderthalensis, and Homo sapien sapien, that is a modern man. Okay, so these were the prime points in this chapter, evolution. Thank you.